We kindle this flame to honor the heart of a Unitarian Universalist. To honor the heart of a Unitarian Universalist, someone who lends a helping hand, and someone who shows strength, and someone who seeks adventure. Stand over here so I can see.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. No one is alone. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. No one is alone. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. No one is alone. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one is alone, we'll be side by side. No one is alone. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide.
Today is a special day. Yes, it is Mother's Day. That is a special day as well. Today, and I literally just learned this week, today, on May 12th, 1961, the American Unitarian Association and the Universalist Church of America merged. So today is actually Unitarian Universalist Association's birthday. So happy birthday. So it makes sense that we're actually going to be talking a lot specifically about our tradition and what we do. I think a lot of you, if this is not your first time with us, have heard about JetPig. So for those of you who don't remember or who are new, this is your first time. Currently, the Unitarian Universalist Association, the organ of congregations, our organization whose birthday it is, is undergoing a routine bylaw reevaluation and proposed revisions to some of the language of Article 2, where our principles and sources reside. And JetPig is a mnemonic device that helps us remember justice. I'm not going to do these. Justice, equity, transformation. Justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, with love at the center, or in the jetpack fuel for the jet pig. So, what we have for this beautiful song, I would love if we've got Brooke being love at the center. Can I get, would you like, so each time we hear justice, could you hold up the word justice? Can you do that? Gal, do you want to be equity? Okay, so I need 4 more people. Yes, Shannon, can you be transformation? Pat, you want to be pluralism? P for pluralism. And Diane, you get to be interdependence. Who wants to be generosity? I can be, Lynn, be generosity. Lynn, come up and be generosity. Awesome. Hey, Beth. Welcome in. And I don't know this song yet either, so we're all going to learn it or get exposed to it for the first time.
You ready? Working toward justice day and night, JetPig always tries to make things right. Balance and fairness is how we play, for we know justice is the only way. Love is the magic that makes us soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. Dignity is always on JetPig's mind. We don't want to leave anyone behind. Share our toys with everyone. Equity is how we can get it done. Love is the magic that makes her soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. Transformation needs rather the storm. Adapting and changing is JetPig's norm. When you're feeling stuck in unproductive ways, try transforming like JetPig says. Love is the magic that makes her soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. Pluralism says we are different. Yes, you didn't know what that amazing word meant. And every voice matters. Together we shine. Pluralism's always on JetPig's mind. Love is the magic that makes her soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. We're interdependent like the web of a spider. JetPig always helps whoever stands beside her. 'Cause in this world we are all together. Being interdependent is what makes it better. Love is the magic that makes her soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. Generosity means that we are always able to welcome everyone to have a place at the table. JetPig knows community has plenty to share. Generosity is how we show that we care. Love is the magic that makes us soar. In the name of love, she will explore. Love is the magic that makes us soar. Together we will explore. Okay, challenge. Pluralism, transformation, equity, interdependence, justice, generosity. This is how you use
This morning, we're doing things a little differently, if you hadn't noticed. We're talking about our shared Unitarian Universalist values, and specifically those that are going to be in the proposed language for the bylaws of the UUA. As Jen explained earlier, this passage in the bylaws is our 7 principles, and this language is going to be voted upon at GA next month. It's the 7 principles that have been reworked, revised, but also incorporated into new language. And you might listen for, instead of the word principles, now the language says values. So we will begin with our values. As Unitarian Universalists, we covenant congregation to congregation and through our association to support and assist one another in our ministries. We draw from our heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love.
Love at the center. I'm going to share this short poem from Shel Silverstein, my old copy of Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. Ricky was L, but he's home with the flu. Lizzie, our O, had some homework to do. Mitchell, E, probably got lost on the way. So I'm all of love that could make it today. So this is about showing up. Not everyone can show up all of the time. We know that. That's why we do it together, in community. I wrote some stuff, it's probably too long. So I want us to think throughout, as we hear Julie give the rest of the values, I'm going to say probably the least about love, because I think it's the thing that is truly the center of everything, that fuels everything, that is how we touch back to what keeps us going when it's hard. And maybe we do feel like we're the only one who managed to show up with our sign today. We know that there's going to be days we can show up, and we do, and days that we can't, and others will. And that's part of how community works.
Here are the values. Interdependence. We honor the interdependent web of all existence with reverence for the great web of life, and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We covenant to protect Earth and all beings from exploitation. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We will work to repair harm and damaged relationships.
Interdependence. For this value, I am sharing a blessing that I wrote, so I'm going to read it. Ground that is our grounding, sky that is our reaching, bird song that lights a fire in our sibling hearts, swell of wave that teaches us to rise. The joy you share is more than we can contain. The richness of our earth surrounds us with abundance. We are part of that abundance. Our hands and bodies ground us in the work of growth. Our minds and spirits dream of that star stuff which makes not only ourselves, but all that we can sense, smell, touch. We hear the cries of scarcity too often caused by our own actions. Our home, ourselves, this miraculous place of joy and connection, asks not just for our attention, but for our love. not just for our accountability, but for our action, not just for our consumption, but for our celebration. When we see ourselves within the truth of all that surrounds us, when we know ourselves not apart, but a part, then the ground of our roots and the sky of our dreams, the siblinghood of all beings and the wells from which we all draw, will come together in a joyous work of freeing. May we know ourselves whole.
Pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect.
Pluralism. We are sacred beings who learn from each other. That's why we undertake this work together, this free and responsible search for truth and meaning in community. I'm going to share a brief quote here from Parker Palmer, author and educator who has written about his experiences building circles of trust, a small group facilitation experience that he learned from the Society of Friends, the Quakers. So here is Parker Palmer on this work. The circles of trust are a rare form of community, one that supports rather than supplants the individual quest for integrity that is rooted in two basic beliefs. First, we all have an inner teacher whose guidance is more reliable than anything we can get from a doctrine, ideology, collective belief system, institution, or leader. Second, we all need other people to invite, amplify, and help us discern the inner teacher's voice for at least three reasons. One, the journey toward inner truth is too taxing to be made solo. Lacking support, the solitary traveler soon becomes weary or fearful and is likely to quit the road. Two, the path is too deeply hidden to be traveled without company. Finding our way involves clues that are subtle and sometimes misleading, requiring the kind of discernment that can only happen in dialogue. And three, the destination is too daunting to be achieved alone. We need community to find the courage to venture into the alien lands to which the inner teacher may call us. When the road gets scary, we have each other. When we aren't sure where to turn, we know that our questions will be supported here, that we can share our struggles and our exciting discoveries with a people who have a rich and diverse array of stories of their own. When nothing makes sense, we turn to each other and to the wonder of all that we share and of all that makes us unique.
Justice. We work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all thrive. We covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. We support the use of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large.
Justice. To celebrate this shared value on this Mother's Day, I want to share a poem by one of the great ancestors of Unitarian Universalism, poet, abolitionist, and for like a dozen years, resident of York, Pennsylvania, Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. This is called Songs for the People. Let me make songs for the people, songs for the old and young, songs to stir like a battle cry wherever they are sung. Not for the clashing of sabers, for carnage, nor for strife, but songs to thrill the hearts of men with more abundant life. Let me make songs for the weary amid life's fever and fret, till hearts shall relax their tension and care-worn brows forget. Let me sing for little children before their footsteps stray, sweet anthems of love and duty to float o'er life's highway. I would sing for the poor and aged when shadows dim their sight of the bright and restful mansions where there shall be no night. Our world, so worn and weary, needs music pure and strong to hush the jangle and discords of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Music to soothe all its sorrow till war and crime shall cease, and the hearts of men grown tender girdle the world with peace.
Transformation. We adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and to grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete, never perfect.
Transformation. I think that's my favorite language in the whole thing. Never complete, never perfect. Always ongoing. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong personal, spiritual, and personal growth, and to act for a better world. So that is this congregation's mission statement that we hear at the beginning of every service. And transformation is all over it, right? This is a mission statement that arose out of workshops attended by you, voted on by you, and adopted last year in the fall congregational meeting, right? We want to nurture our community and inspire growth and act, and those are words of transformation and of change. This community and our entire world have been through such transformation in recent years. Some of it hoped for and beautiful, some of it that brings us worry and anger. Change comes to all that lives. It is the essence of living, to change. But transformation is more than change. Transformation willfully takes up the idea that we get to decide how we want to change together. With all the shared values, shared stories, shared struggles, shared celebrations that we've already named and embodied in this worship service, this community is already embodying the spirit of transformation. Do not hesitate to share this gift with the world.
Generosity. We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, presence, and resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality.
Generosity. When I cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope, I often turn to poetry, as I think many of you know. So once again, I'm going to let someone else's words speak for me. Ross Gay, as many of you know, is one of my very, very favorite favorites. This is called Sorrow Is Not My Name, after Gwendolyn Brooks. No matter the pull toward brink, no matter the florid, deep sleep awaits, there is a time for everything. Look, just this morning, a vulture nodded his red, grizzled head at me, and I looked at him, admiring the sickle of his beak. Then the wind kicked up, and after arranging that good suit of feathers, he up and took off, just like that. And to boot, there are, on this planet alone, something like 2 million naturally occurring sweet things. Some with names so generous as to kick the steel from my knees: agave, persimmon, stickball, the purple okra I bought for $2 at the market. Think of that. The long night, the skeleton in the mirror, the man behind me on the bus taking notes, yeah, but look, my niece is running through a field calling my name. My neighbor sings like an angel, and at the end of my block is a basketball court. I remember. My color's green. I'm spring.
And finally, equity. We declare that every person has the right to flourish with inherent dignity and worthiness. We covenant to use our time, wisdom, attention, and money to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities.
And this is the last one, so Julie, if you want to sit down, you can have a break. Equity. We read them in the order they are written in the proposed language, not in the jet pig order, as we now call it, right? So, as we consider the ongoing possibility of the transformation of the language of Article 2 of our bylaws, I'll note that no matter what happens with the vote this year at General Assembly, we still have a few delegate slots left. If you're interested in representing UC York during this historic vote, talk to me after the service or send me an email. It's important work. I think we've got 3 slots left out of 4, so let me know. No matter what happens, after the work of the Article 2 revision process has been worth it, right? Doing this work of going to the revisions, it has taken us deeper into the consideration of what we hold to be sacred, what strength it can take to consider updating that, and what struggle it can be to see something that we love transform. In the current language of Article 2, the language of the first principle is beloved, upholding the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Here in the revision we read, we declare that every person has the right to flourish with inherent dignity and worthiness. And so here, as we come to the end of this particular time of exploration, I want to say how much I love this update. Worth can sound like a monetary valuation, right? We know it doesn't only mean that, but worthiness, to me, has a sense more of quality than of a quantity. Everyone will read, hear, and experience this a little differently. We know equity takes work, just like we know religious community takes work, that the repairing of harms done takes work, that even mindful celebration takes the work of many hands to lift spirits even more. Our beautiful song, our choir. Next week, by the way, we are honoring our hardworking volunteers throughout the year. So thank you. Thank you for staying in the work. Thank you for your questions, your care, and your consideration. No matter what the vote in June, our principles can still anchor us. No matter what the vote, the story of Jet Pig can still make our spirits soar. No matter what the transformation, we can imagine how beautiful it can be together. So may it be.
This is hymn number 1051, if you have a hymnal. Ready? For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's breast. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's breast. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you, Robert and Doug and Tech, and thank you, Gretchen, and thank you, Julie, and thank you, Jesse, for singing, and thank you, everybody who held a sign, and all of our choir members who came and learned that amazing, amazing song, which I do have stuck in my head. Thank you. So oh, well, thank you. I have the microphone. I get to thank people right now. You get to do that in a couple of weeks. I appreciate you. So I don't just have one word, like the one word, the good word, the benediction for the week is not just one, it is 7, love, always at the center, justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, love. Thank you.